Yo. Rant videos are one of the most popular genres here on YouTube, be they from the early days of simply someone staring at a cheap webcam, a voiceover connected to random gameplay, or even something of a high effort, or low effort, video essay format. It also happens that rants as a format are some of the most infamous and often quoted videos here on the internet, including today's subject matter.
Sonic! Hey, what the frick? This is serious! Call of Duty freaking goals! Okay, 4 words, just 4 words can explain my thoughts on this game. What the frick, Activision?
Today, I'd like to take you on a journey into the world of a Sonic fan who, like so many others of his ilk, made a name for himself by being the internet fool of the week. But unlike the many man-child that make up this internet stereotype, today's subject is an actual child. Or at least he was, back when he first made his mark on the web. Today, we'll be looking at a story about rage, video game flame wars, cringe culture, internet bullying, and above all else, creative passion. This is the fable of SammyClassicSonicFan.
Introduction because this is dead serious.
So I've got a message out there for every fucking troll with a headset and a copy of Modern Warfare.
Excuse me, I have some memories I need to repress.
I hate the N-word, and by N-word, I mean nerd, not...
Hello, gamer fans. Spax here.
Everyone, I'm so glad you're still watching ADGN after 15 years.
Samuel Thomas, born October 31st, 1998, on Halloween Day, was a kid who from a very young age fell in love with video games. In particular, games like that of Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, and of course, Sonic the Hedgehog, with his admiration for the franchise in particular coming from him obtaining a copy of Sonic Mega Collection on the Nintendo GameCube, which featured all the classic Sega Genesis games, in addition to a lot of info and general history stuff around the franchise. I can personally attest to that collection, and its menu soundtracks will forever loom in the recesses of my brain for years and years to come. At any rate though, Sammy's passion for this series and gaming in general, as well as him being inspired off of several other gaming related channels that we'll talk about later, is what ultimately led to him on April 19th of 2013 at the age of 14 making a YouTube channel by the name of SammyClassicSonicFan, named as such because his name was Sammy, of course, and he was a fan of the classic Sonic the Hedgehog, with his first video published on the channel being titled SammyClassicSonicFan's Top 10 Sonic Games. As you can see, there's not much to see here, since it's just a video of text on screen, explaining his opinions. However, the other video he uploaded on that same day, titled SammyClassicSonicFan's New Super Mario Bros. Wii Review, would prove to be far more familiar stylistically to what he would come to be known for.
Okay, today I'm going to review New Mario Bros. Wii for Nintendo Wii. Okay, this game was released back in 2009. It's a pretty revolutionary 2.5D platformer. Let's get started on this review. Okay, so let's get to the most important aspect. Creativity. What the heck, Nintendo? I mean, what the heck? Okay, this game isn't creative. Okay, not nearly as creative as the past 2D Mario games. In Super Mario Bros. 3, he journeyed into, like, environments in Mushroom Kingdom we've never seen before. In Super Mario World, he journeyed to Dinosaur Land. In Super Mario Bros. 2, he journeyed to, Subcon. But in this game, guess where he journeys to? The same exact places he's been to in Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario 64, and New Super Mario Bros. DS. What the heck, Nintendo?
Sammy had some thoughts, complaints, points he wanted to make. I like in particular that he wrote down a couple of the points he wanted to make on a sheet of paper with Sonic and Knuckles printed out on it, no less. And the detail of him having to fix his little toys from falling over whenever he's gotten particularly rowdy is a fun little detail that would prove to be all the more iconic in some videos to come. Though in general, Sammy mostly had more positive things to say about this game, despite how it opens. Sammy would end up making several more videos over the coming days, including a short video about the history of the Sonic series, once again mostly shown through text boxes, a review of Sonic Generations, and eventually a video titled SammyClassicSonicFan's Sonic 2013 Discussion and Game Idea, where he talks about what at the time the next big Sonic game was going to be, it eventually being revealed that it would be Sonic Lost World. Nevertheless, it's here we get our first glimpse into one of Sammy's major gripes with the Sonic fanbase, that being that they all want Sonic Adventure 3.
I just want to talk to you, you Sonic fans. I mean, you people, you always ask for Sonic Adventure 3, like, and you want it to be more like Sonic Adventure 2. I mean, what the heck? You want the chores back, you want you want the glitches, you want the, terrible storylines, and, I mean, what the heck? I mean, Sonic Adventure, which gets a 7 out of 10 in my opinion, is better than Sonic Adventure 2, and, have more platforming in it, and, it still had the chores in it, but it wasn't as long of a stretch as Sonic Adventure 2.
Now, for a bit of context for those who haven't had their brain assimilated by the Sonic bug, Sammy here is complaining about the fact that at the time, and really even now if I'm being honest, is that a decent portion of the Sonic fanbase's favorite games are that of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 on the Dreamcast, which were the franchise's first 3D platformer games. And since then, while there have been games that could be argued continue some of the plot points of those two games, or are similar enough to those two games, for as popular as they are, there has still never been an official, real deal game titled Sonic Adventure 3. And with the franchise going in many different directions for its 3D based games since then, and ironically enough these days it seems to be getting closer to that of the Sonic Adventure type gameplay again. But regardless, for someone like Sammy, whose favorite games are the original 2D platformers, he feels rather ostracized by the fanbase always asking and sometimes screaming for something that he didn't really want from the series. Ironically though, many of those types of classic Sonic fans that would agree with his sort of opinions were usually older, while fans who wanted Sonic Adventure 3 were usually younger. So Sammy being younger with this take was actually kind of interesting, definitely going against the grain somewhat. But all the same, this piece of lore will be important going forward. Sammy would then end up making several more game reviews slash unscripted thoughts and opinions on various other games and the like, and would also try his hand at little stop motion shorts, which you can see here. And of course, like any other Sonic related channel on YouTube, he would come to review Sonic 06.
Okay, so today I'm just gonna review the worst Sonic game of all time, Sonic 06. Sonic 06. Okay, so basically this game is, Sonic Adventure 3. Basically Sonic Adventure 1 ripoff, okay? Alright, level design is just lazy, it's careless, and the glitches don't make it any better. Is it genrifying? Far from it! This game is not genrifying at all. This game, it deserves to be in the garbage. I mean, this game, it's horrible. I mean, what was Sega thinking? I mean, I don't even, wouldn't bother with this game. And, I mean, what was Sega thinking? This game, it just deserves to die. If you guys disagree with my opinions on this game, you need to get out of the fan base!
However, the first video Sammy would ever make that would actually end up getting him some level of attention will be uploaded on May 24th of 2013, with the video titled Stop Criticizing the Wii U, where he rants, raves, and yells in a much more heated fashion than he has up until this point about people who at the time were criticizing the Nintendo Wii U console, which, again, for some context, at the time, the console was sort of considered a joke by many gamers, since it sold quite badly, had very few actual games made on it outside of Nintendo's first party stuff, and at the time just felt like it wasn't a big enough leap forward, / didn't really pull in the attention the Nintendo Wii did. With many at the time, I remember joking about calling it the Smash Bros. Console, since that was kind of the only thing that came out on it that had a ton of hype around it. But Sammy, being the hardcore Nintendo fan that he is, had clearly had enough of this online discourse and mockery of the console that he so loved, and took to his channel to let his feelings be known.
Okay, I'm gonna freaking tell you guys freaking something. Just something I wanna get off my freaking chest. Okay, as you can see, I got freaking Super Mario, freaking Sunshine, and then I got all freaking Mario characters here. Wanna know why, you freaking freaks? Because you people cannot stop criticizing the Wii U. Stop criticizing the Wii U. I have the Wii U. I have it downstairs. It's one of my favorite systems of all time. You wanna know why, you fricks? Cause it's freaking revolutionary with the freaking gamepad. It's got good games on it, like Super Mario, which is my favorite gaming franchise of all time. And you know what? I don't want to hear it. Stop criticizing the Wii U! I mean, seriously, what the frick gives?
This goes on for nearly 12 full minutes, by the way. This video, where Sammy berates all those frickin' fricks for criticizing the Wii U, not only for its title, but also for his general demeanor, actually managed to do something kind of wild for a channel that had only just started prior to just slightly over a month ago. It got some serious attention, something which I think Sammy soon realized, so like any good YouTuber, he doubled down, and would end up making several more videos of this sort of nature. Well, after a video where he interviews Sonic and Tails, of course.
Even better, we are interviewing Sonic and Tails themselves. Give it up for Sonic and Tails! So, Sonic, you're the fastest thing alive, huh?
Yep, Sonic's name and speed's my game. Heck, I'm capable of breaking the sound barrier. Oh yeah, this is happening.
But right after that, he would make a video yelling about Skylanders.
So, this is one of those games, Skylanders frickin' Giants. Oh my, wow! Worst Spyro game ever made. One of the worst Spyro games ever made. Oh my gosh! I just hate this game. What was Activision thinking? I hate you, Activision! You ruined my childhood! You ruined Spyro and Crash for me!
Yeah, you tell him, Sammy. Fuck Skylanders. Bring back classic Spyro, you frickin' fricks. Anyway, he would then follow this up with a video where he reviews the video game Deus Ex, or as he so eloquently puts it, Deuce X, a game which he has never played, mainly because Sammy here hates FPS games. He hates shooters. He hates Call of Duty, Halo, and furthermore, he also describes them as being uncontrollable, suggesting that using two sticks at the same time is maybe something that he struggles with. He also calls it a Minecraft clone, or Minecraft-like game, but later acknowledges that at the same time, Deus Ex came out way before Minecraft, but continues to say it's basically a Minecraft game anyway, of which he is also not a fan of, by the way.
Alright, so I'm playing frickin' Kirby frickin' Superstar. But, guess what? That's not even the point of this video. Alright, I'm gonna talk to you guys about something. Frickin' Deuce frickin' X. What the frick? Okay, seriously? What the frick is this frick? Deuce X? Worst frickin' name for a video game? One of the worst frickin' names for a video game I've ever heard. Come on! Deuce X! So freaking dumb. But guess what? The title isn't even the worst part of Deuce Ex. In fact, it's not even close! Alright? I haven't even played Deuce Ex, and I already know it's a terrible game. In fact, from what I've seen so far, the game gets a negative 30,000 out of 10. That's right, you fricks! And guess what? I'm gonna explain why this game is frickin' frick. First of all, the game tries too hard to be frickin' violent, brutal, and dark. What the frick? Oh, I'm gonna rescue you. I'm gonna get killed. Come on.
He also shows off his homemade sword, made of what looks to be a couple sticks and tape. And by the end of this 22-minute video, he notes the following about Nintendo games compared to this terrible, awful, worthless frickin' Deuce Ex game.
Deuce Ex is a good game to you? Guess what? I'm here!
Alright, frickin', you guys need to frickin' know that this game gets a negative 30,000 out of 10. I explained why in this video. And guess what? Every first-person shooter in the frickin' world gets a negative 30,000 out of 10. Every first-person shooter! I frickin' just don't like it when people criticize Nintendo, but approve of Microsoft and Sony. They have no games! Nintendo doesn't make games, they don't make games! The only reason is because of the 360 and the PS3, which is so good right now. It's because of third-party support. First-party support is garbage. So, Nintendo, 10 out of 10. Almost all Mario and Zelda games, 10 out of 10. Accept it. And Deuce X gets a negative 40,000 out of 10.
And then he notes the following regarding why he disabled comments recently on his channel.
And one last thing, to all you people who are wondering why I disabled comments on my videos and my channel, well, I'll tell you why. I disable comments on my videos and my channel because of all the negative feedback I've been getting. I've received threats. People have made fun of me and my voice. And some people even told me that I'm not 14. I'm 14! How many times must I repeat myself? I am 14! You can ask everyone I freaking know. I am 14! Alright? And another thing, alright? I disabled the comments, alright? And I'm not enabling them again until I have people that, you know, want to respect my opinions. I always get negative feedback. Only 10% of the comments that I get are positive. But guess what? That's not enough!
That's not enough!
Keep in mind that this was only like a week or two after his video on the Wii U, and in that time, the criticism, hate, and mockery he was getting for, again, a channel that was only about 2 months old by now is already getting to be way too much for him to handle. Something which I'll talk about in more detail shortly, but clearly Sammy had taken his stand. He was not gonna let those frickin' fricks mess with him anymore. After this video, the very next day on June 1st, he would end up making a faux Nintendo Direct, where he proudly introduces a new game, a project made by himself. The brave new title that was gonna rock the world of gaming. That title being Sammy, the Classic Hedgehog.
Hello there, viewers. I am Reggie from Nintendo. I'm sure most of you are familiar with SammyClassicSonicFan, the YouTube sensation. Well, he is getting his own video game, but he will be playable in a different form. Sammy the Classic Hedgehog. Take it away, SammyClassicSonicFan.
Thank you, Reggie. It is awesome to be on Nintendo Direct, and it's awesome to get my own video game. I will be in the game, but in a different form, as a hedgehog with the art style of the characters from the classic Sonic games. The story starts out where SammyClassicSonicFan is playing New Super Mario Bros. U when his room starts pixelating and he gets taken in by a giant portal into the gaming universe, starting out with Mario's universe. When playing Sammy the Classic Hedgehog, he can run, jump, and roll, but he can't go as fast as Sonic the Hedgehog. This game has 6 environments: Mario's universe, the Legend of Zelda universe, the Sonic universe, the frickin' Mega Man universe, Pikmin universe, and the frickin' Pac-Man universe. So in each universe, Sammy the Classic Hedgehog must collect a certain powerful item which will help him get home, for there's a giant monster that exists between his universe and the gaming universe. So in order to stop it and save both his universe and the gaming universe, he must find these items in order to stop the monster. This game will be coming out in early 2014,
and we will have more info for you gaming fans and fans of my YouTube videos at E3 2013. So stay tuned for that. But not you Microsoft and Sony idiots! Nintendo, don't you frickin' hate these, frickin' Microsoft and Sony fanboys? Yeah, they are pretty annoying. Those frickin' Microsoft and Sony fanboys just need to get out of here, right, SammyClassicSonicFan? Yeah, I agree, Reggie. Well, thanks for watching.
I fucked up, excuse me. I freaking love this video so much. How the first time he gets some attention online, he immediately goes to the thought of him getting his own video game, and how he made a whole description and idea to pitch the game, and how even in this video, he just couldn't contain the absolute vitriol he had for people who didn't like playing games that he likes playing, even getting Reggie Fils-Aimé to have a conversation with him about how dumb those fucking Xbox and Sony sisters are. Then, the following day, Sammy would make a video ranting about the bad qualities of the Sonic franchise.
Okay, I'm gonna do the rant on Sonic's bad qualities, okay? And even though this is not a game review, I still have my game review paper. But guess what? That's not the point!
Again, this goes on for over 16 minutes, but it is notable because it will sort of be like the counter to what would later become his most popular video ever. But before we get into that, there is also this video titled Sammy Classic Sonic Fan and Bowser Man 101's Sonic 3D Blast Review, where him and his friend review that game while they're outside digging a hole to bury the game cartridge in, I guess. And I just really love the dynamic of Bowser Man 101 getting ready to make any point at any given time, only for Sammy to immediately interrupt him and fly off into another rant.
You have to make this game seriously, and you let Traveler's Tales develop it. The first Sonic game, Sonic's first step into 3D, and they let frickin' Traveler's Tales develop it. And what the frick?
I never even heard of them before.
Oh, they also helped, develop some of the Crash Bandicoot games, but seriously, the frick?
This game, let me tell you the plot of the story. So there are these flickies, and they have some magical power or something. Dr. Robotnik wants to use that power, blah, 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 blah. He, puts the
story's not that bad. It's kind of like a Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3 Knuckles style plot.
However,
it's not Sonic 1, Sonic 2, or Sonic 3. It's not even close!
Bowser Man 101, funnily enough, had his own channel, by the way, where him and Sammy would do a few more videos like this, with one being where they both play Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
It was released in November 1992, and this is the game that truly took the Sonic series to new heights.
look at this.
Some argue that this is the best Sonic title, and while I believe Sonic 3 and Knuckles holds that title, I still have nothing against people who believe this is the best Sonic game, because this really is an amazing Sonic game. Bowser Man 101 thinks Sonic Unleashed is the best Sonic title.
No, I think it's the best 3D Sonic title. I will agree
One
with
time
you.
you told me it was your favorite Sonic title as a whole.
I think I've changed my opinion.
I didn't like that game at all. Well, okay, the daytime stages weren't that bad.
I think I've changed my opinion.
But
my favorite 3D Sonic game is Sonic Unleashed, but my favorite Sonic game overall, it has to be Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It's just a masterpiece.
Exactly.
What about Sonic Generation? Doesn't that count?
Actually, that's behind Sonic Colors, because Sonic Colors was a new experience, and...
True. Dang it! Hey, coconuts.
Are you ever going to enter a special stage?
I missed a checkpoint when I collected
You missed-
50 rings.
You missed a computer monitor containing rings. Oh, you don't have to.
Dang it!
No. Yeah.
Their dynamic is again pretty funny, especially Bowser Man kind of being more chill and having fun, and Sammy being very particular in the way that he plays, and being the more critical one. But that's enough stalling, because everything up until this point has really just been the warm-up, the preamble before shit really hit the fan, when on July 15th, Sammy would upload what would become one of, if not the most, infamous video he has ever produced. The video that skyrocketed him and his channel into YouTube legacy. A video that would come to be seen, shared, mocked, and talked about by thousands through comments, commentary videos, and beyond. The video titled, Stop Hating on Sonic.
Like Sonic, like Sonic, like Sonic, like Sonic, like Sonic, like Sonic! Stop hating on Sonic for no reason! Seriously, what the frick, guys? I mean, seriously, I hate all you frickin' Sonic haters! Sonic is not a bad franchise anymore! I mean, seriously, Sonic has improved over the years. Do you guys not realize that? I mean, seriously, what the frick? I mean, oh, because Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations, nor Sonic for episodes 1 or 2 never happened! I mean, seriously, what the frick? I mean, come on, guys. Sega has improved. Sonic is not trash anymore. I know it's kind of hard to believe after we got that monstrosity, Sonic 06, and I don't care what you guys say. Oh, Sonic 06 was a good game. Sonic 06, best Sonic game ever. Idiots!
This video is a 15-minute non-stop rant about people criticizing the Sonic franchise, and it really just never slows down.
That's not all, guys. When you I didn't like Sonic Generations. It's because it's too childish. They need to bring Sonic back to the darker plots, and they need to make him fall in a pile of garbage again! Roar! No! 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 Sonic is at his best now. I know he's not what he used to be. The retro Sonic is better, alright? That's why I'm called SammyClassicSonicFan, for crying out loud. Because I like retro Sonic better. See, retro Sonic. But that doesn't mean modern Sonic is bad. Sonic is Sonic!
The context of this video, I suppose, kind of speaks, or rather roars for itself.
Here, get the frick out of here! Get the frick out!
But overall, clearly Sammy had an issue with the general discourse of Sonic Online, which, frankly, is, to be fair, always toxic and dumb as frick. But during this point in time, most of the internet, gaming discourse, and just in general, sort of saw Sonic the Hedgehog as a laughingstock of a franchise, with bad game after bad game, and crazy fan after crazy fan popping up all over the web. It got to a point where if you were just a general or casual fan of the series, it was hard to not feel like the best days of that series were over, and sometimes not feel just a little bit embarrassed to admit that you enjoy or even enjoyed Sonic games. Sammy, just as he did with watching the Wii U discourse, clearly was, upset by this in general, and felt the need to not only defend the series he loved so much, but at the same time, he also kind of flung poop, per se, at the Sonic haters or trolls and bullies, as he put it. But also, interestingly enough, at quite a fair bit of the Sonic fan base too. No one was safe from Sammy's fury. I think because of how often people did this, and how popular games like Call of Duty and just darker / more multiplayer oriented FPS games and the like were so much more popular in this particular point in time, is why Sammy felt the need to not only defend his games that he enjoyed, but also crap all over those other series. That Deus Ex game review from earlier sort of being recontextualized under that, as I think he believed that ranting and being so harsh and critical of such a game would be sort of equivalent and a revenge for what they all did and said about his beloved games. Something that I'll touch on more in a bit. However, what really sells this video, beyond that crazy opening and all the screaming, is just that it just kind of keeps going, to where he eventually starts stomping on the floor, and in righteous indignation goes on to say legit one of the sickest lines to ever come out of any YouTuber rant.
You all are freaking freaks! And I don't care what you guys have to say about me. Make fun of me all you want. You can't shoot me down with your arrows of lies! Well, here's why I have to say that. You are all scum! You are all scum! You are scum! Scum! Please just give Sonic a chance. For me. Please, Sonic haters. I know it's hard to accept that Sonic's changed. Believe me, when Sonic Colors and Sonic 4 were announced, I was a bit skeptical, but Sega has redeemed Sonic. Just give Sonic a chance. Please, leave me alone! Give Sonic a chance. Stop all this hatred!
True internet kino. Now after this video, Sammy would end up making a video 10 days later, where he and his cousin, who goes simply by Haley the Hedgehog 11, have a debate, something which they would end up doing a few more times on the channel, with this first one being the riveting topic of Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures cartoon. Is it good or not? With Sammy saying that it's good, and Haley saying that it's not.
I'll be defending it, and she is against it. And seriously, I mean, it's okay. Let me give you a brief explanation on what's it about. So Pac-Man, also referred to as Pac-Star or simply Pac, is the star of the show, and we also have Cylindria and Spyro, who are his friends.
I have no idea who those people are because they turned a classic video game into an awful show that nobody watches.
It's not an awful show. It's not an awful show. It's got a detailed plot. It's very engaging. It's got charming world, charming characters, and a classic 8-bit character. Pac-Man. You see my Pac-Man poster over here.
Actually shows the classic video game Pac-Man.
Stop!
Not the stupid show they made.
I get the point.
But
stop!
Do you know a TV show that has all those characteristics?
What?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Be quiet!
They would also have a debate later on if The Legend of Zelda was a good series or not, with Sammy saying it's good and Haley thinking it's dumb as frick.
Okay, first of all, Legend of Zelda is a good game. It consists of all of some of the best adventure games of all time. And Haley the Hedgehog here is saying that Legend of Zelda it's a bad franchise, when really it's one of the best franchises in the world.
All it is just fighting elves. If you want fighting elves, go to North Pole and be with Santa.
You never played The Legend of Zelda games.
Actually, I've had with my 7-year-old cousin.
You frick.
Hey.
What the frickin' frick? Legend of Zelda.
It's a legend.
It's not about fighting elves, you idiot.
Yeah,
and
well,
Legend of
it should
Zelda.
be Legend of the Karate Elves.
And Legend
with
of
swords and...
Stop! And Legend of Zelda games with
it's just like Mario, over and over again. Just rescue the princess, defeat the bad guy.
No!
Rescue the
Other
princess.
games have different goals too.
Well, like,
and guess what, you moron? And other...
Call me a moron?
Yes, I'm calling you a moron.
Alright, you modern morons.
These are admittingly rather funny, if only because Sammy gets genuinely so frustrated so quickly and can't seem to stand her making any point or saying anything against the stuff that he likes. Their dynamic is actually quite sweet and funny, if only because Sammy is so animated and passionate, and Haley clearly isn't that invested in these topics, and seems to kind of just like getting a rise out of him. I mean, he is physically writhing in pain at this girl slandering his precious Pac-Man cartoon. Once again, he know, but Sammy was not done yet. Come the very next day on July 26th, Sammy would end up doing one of my all-time favorite early internet video tropes. Going on a silly adventure through his backyard and neighborhood, pretending it's a grander adventure in a video aptly titled SammyClassicSonicFan's Adventure. The video opens with Sammy cuddling with his very cute doggo, and playing his Wii U, of course, before deciding it was time to go on a little adventure. Thus he suits up in his gear and takes to the backyard, noting the following.
Hello everyone, I'm SammyClassicSonicFan, and I am on my first adventure as a quest to search for the limited edition, extra rare Fire Mario backpack, which I hear has supernatural powers. Alright, I have a treasure map here, which leads me to the silhouette key, and which I can use to unlock the chest containing the extra rare limited edition Fire Mario backpack. Alright, allow my adventure to begin!
And so, with the mission clearly laid out, Sammy proceeds to go through several areas, collecting items and the like. Great acting and all.
Alright, follow me! It sure is dark and spooky around here. But don't worry, we're gonna get out of here alive. I hope. Hey, do you hear that?
Before he then eventually collects all the items and digs up the fabled Fire Mario backpack.
It's the spot! We finally found the treasure! Alright, now all I have to do is just dig it up.
20 minutes later.
Alright guys, the silhouette key's right here. So is the chest, I just dug it up. X marks the spot. Alright, let's uncover that extra rare limited edition Fire Mario.
12 seconds later.
Alright guys, I finally got the Mario backpack.
However, a bunch of his toys, or various characters, decide that they all want the power of the Fire Mario backpack, with Shadow even launching a Chaos Spirit Sammy.
Change your plans. We've been searching for that extra rare Fire Mario backpack for years. And now you finally found it for us. Wow, wow! So I suggest you hand it over. Or Shadow will use Chaos Control. With pleasure. Chaos Speed!
However, Sammy is far too powerful now, and so he freaking annihilates those frickin' fricks!
I'm fed up with this! Taste the power of Fire Mario!
Ending out this little adventure, the first of many to come, but we'll get to those shortly. Sammy would end up making several more rant-type videos, though nothing really of note that we haven't already seen before. Though this one line from his Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures video game rant sounds freakishly familiar.
2002. So, it's 2002. We still have the classic Pac-Man, you know, with the good eyes, the good mouth, good shoes, the good attitude.
The character design. The character design in this fucking figure is fucking awesome as fuck. He's got the good quills, good eyes, good attitude, no banana nose, good body proportions, no shoes, wagging finger, no buckles. It's just fucking awesome as fuck.
However, after a few more videos, come around August 26th or so, the exact timing of this video seems rather difficult to track, Sammy made a rather sudden decision, as noted in his video uploaded around that same time. My new channel, Multi Mario Sonic, which is really short, so I might as well just show you it real quick.
Alright guys, I have another channel for you freaking fricks. Alright, my secondary identity, Multi Mario Sonic. Alright guys, so this is a new channel I created on YouTube. Alright, so I'll mainly be talking about, of course, my main topics, Mario, Sonic, and other gaming franchises, okay guys? So be sure to watch my videos on my new channel, Multi Mario Sonic. But don't forget, they'll still be making videos for this channel, SammyClassicSonicFan. I'll be making videos for both channels simultaneously, so just don't forget that.
Now, the thing is, despite what he said in the video, Sammy, in reaction to his newfound fame and all the unwanted attention he was getting, again, something we'll get into more detail soon, privatized all the videos on the SammyClassicSonicFan channel, and began uploading videos onto his new Multi-Mario Sonic channel exclusively for a bit. However, this didn't last long before he went back on his choice and would then unprivatize the SammyClassicSonicFan videos, and began uploading to that channel again. He also made another channel called Sammy Tanuki Gamer, where he made Nintendo-related videos, while putting everything else onto the SammyClassicSonicFan channel. Around this same time, Sammy would then also make a website for himself, which he called the official SammyClassicSonicFan Network, which he made a video talking about.
Alright guys, welcome to my official website. Alright guys, this website took a lot of time to make. So, don't come here saying, oh, this website is freaking garbage. Cause guess what? I don't give a frick! And if you're a fan of my videos and simply can't live without them, then I suggest coming here frequently. Alright guys. So, here, of course, I have a freaking homepage. And I also have a freaking blog, which I will be posting news about my channel on often. I also have a section about Multi Mario Sonic, you know, my other channel, as well as a section about my friends on YouTube, such as Bowserman 101 and Haley the Hedgehog 11, who's my cousin. Anyways, let's continue talking. I also have a section where many of my videos reside. Alright guys, and in case you freaking fricks didn't already know, I also have a freaking Google Plus page.
Alright, guys. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy my website. Alright, guys.
Moving ahead through the timeline, Sammy would then make another video about his Sammy the Classic Hedgehog game. One of Sammy's most iconic videos also came from this time, entitled Rant Against the Sonic Fanbase. You all ruined Sonic, where he unleashes his full rage against the Sonic fanbase over wanting Sonic Adventure 3, and them clearly not learning that their actions do indeed have consequences.
Okay! That is it! This is the final straw! I'm had with all you frickin' trolls! And all you frickin' haters! And all you frickin' Sonic fan fricks! You guys are the ones that ruined Sonic for everyone! Can't you see that? What the frick are you guys doing? Asking for all this frickin' garbage! Why do we need Sonic Adventure 3? Why do we need Sonic Heroes 2? Why do we need another Boost to Win title? Why do we need a Sonic 2006 sequel? Why do we need all that? Can't we have a 3D environment classic Sonic game for crying out frickin' loud? All you frickin' fan fricks and your frickin' fantasies spewed out at you by frickin' poop merchants! I'm tired of all you fricks! I am so frickin' mad! I am so frickin' mad! I mean, you guys have officially made me lose my marbles! This is a nightmare! The adventure fantasizers would ruin everything! With frickin' Sonic Team! Cause you frickin' fricks just can't ever be quenched! Your fantasies can't ever be quenched, can they? You frickin' fricks! When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences? We have to have an adventure title, don't we? Another adventure title! Ah! You frickin' fricks! You guys have officially ruined everything! You've ruined the Sonic series! The Sonic series is dead because of a Sonic fanbase! I will forever hate the Sonic fanbase! They ruined everything! Ruin everything! I hate the Sonic fanbase! I hate them! Why do we need a Sonic Adventure 3? Why do we need that? Why? Tell me! Tell me! Tell me now! Curse you Sonic bricks! We don't need classic Sonic, right? Wrong! I hate the Sonic fanbase! Sonic is ruined! Why can't you guys launch a rebuttal against Sega for a 3D environment classic Sonic game? Why does it have to be that hard? You frickin' fricks! Frickin' fricks! Frickin'
For, reasons I'm sure you've guessed by now, this video became one of the most popular on his channel, and sadly for Sammy, ended up bringing in loads of more haters and trolls to his channel. The "when will you learn" comment in particular, spreading far beyond his own channel and becoming a bit of a meme. All of which was, sadly, more bad news for Sammy. In the same way Sammy's voice was tearing through YouTube like a molten hot tea kettle, the attention, the trolls, all of it was reaching a boiling point. Yet still, Sammy made some more YouTube videos. Like this one where he shows off what he got for his 15th birthday.
So right here, we have my birthday presents for my 15th birthday. First of all, we have Sonic Lost World Deadly 6 Bonus Edition. Good as frick game. It's fantastic, and it's much better than IGN and GameSpot attempted to make it sound.
And a video where he lists off 20 quick facts about himself.
Alright. Favorite food?
Pizza!
pizza for sure. One of your biggest fears.
One of my biggest fears. Well, I always have had a fear of arachnids, as in spiders. Arachnophobia, if you will.
What's a pet peeve?
Well, something weird, you say?
A pet peeve. Something that annoys you that people do. Like biting nails or just trolls or something.
Something weird. Oh yes, trolls are a good one. I mean, really, why would you go out of your way just to waste time on one single person criticizing them when you can simply ignore them and enjoy what's out there on the internet and beyond, of course.
Alright, what's the weirdest crush you've ever had?
I wouldn't exactly call it weird, but I do have a crush on Princess Peach.
Favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show? Probably, either Adventure Time, regular show, or My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I know the merchandise and the past shows were babyish, but don't call Friendship is Magic babyish.
Before uploading a real trifecta of video classics. The first being a video called The Weirdest YouTube Video Ever, where Sammy engages in some old-fashioned lol2 random humor, and yeah, just kind of acts like a big goof and talks an awful lot about poop.
Barf on your mother, barf on your mother, barf on your mother tonight. Ba-boo, 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 ba. Ba-boo, 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 ba. Boo, ba-boo, ba. Green poop, blue poop, orange poop, yellow poop, pink poop, purple poop, gold poop, silver poop.
This was the calm before the storm, though, as it would seem that by November or so, Sammy had quite enough of all the negative attention that he was getting. He had had enough of the trolls. He had had enough of the Sonic fan base arguing with him. And he had seemingly just had enough in general. And thus, the other, most infamous video Sammy would ever create came about. Simply titled SammyClassicSonicFan's Rant Against Trolls and Haters, where Sammy would unleash a tirade of absolute rage.
Okay, so today I'm just going to do a rant on all you trolls and haters. Okay, I mean, this is just not freaking fair that I have to get treated this way on the internet. Why does it have to be me specifically? Oh, what? Because I prefer Nintendo? That makes me bad? That doesn't even make sense! And I'm only expressing my opinions. There is nothing wrong with that! There is freaking nothing wrong with expressing anyone's opinion! That is just freaking stupid! And people actually support this. Yeah, that's right. People actually support publicly humiliating me on the internet. That is freaking wrong! I never did anything wrong. I mean, all I'm doing is expressing my opinions. I mean, I understand that I can express my opinions aggressively at times, but that is no freaking reason for all the online bullying I have received, and people are freaking supporting just like people support freaking poop merchants. First of all, you freaking freaks say, oh, how come you always respond to criticism? Do you expect me to just sit there and watch criticism fly towards me? And do you even understand the type of criticism that I get? I even receive freaking threats. I mean, that is not freaking appropriate. And people expect me to just sit around and watch it happen. What the frick? I mean, that's just freaking stupid if you expect me to just ignore all the hatred. I'm not some freaking coward. You freaking idiots. I mean, seriously, you say, oh, you always overreact. You freaking haters always overreact to my videos. You come to every single one of them spamming hate comments just because you freaking hate me. I mean, people criticize every single little freaking thing I do. It's just not freaking fair. I mean, I tell people that Nintendo, I get criticized. I tell people I like Sonic, I get criticized. I tell people I'm a freaking brony, I get criticized. And that's another thing. If you dislike my videos, why do you freaking come to them? You don't have to watch my videos. It's that simple, and I don't freaking deserve this. I mean, think about it. I'm a 15-year-old boy. And that's right, 15 years old, and grown adults and teenagers come here so that they can publicly humiliate me on the internet. They come to my blog so that they can freaking poke fun at me, and people freaking support that. Do any of you listen to how wrong that sounds? Probably who are just laughing at this. This is serious! This is not acting. I mean, how am I a troll? People say, oh, he's just a troll, it doesn't matter. I mean, how can I be a troll if I'm against trolls? A troll against trolls? That doesn't even make any sense! What does that even mean? There are just so many liars on the internet. And that's another thing. People say I'm a liar. People say they say I freaking lied about my age. How can you even do that? How can you lie about your age on the internet? That doesn't make sense. It's stupid. Why can't people just accept that I'm 15 years old? That doesn't make any sense. How can you lie about my age? Tell me. Humor me. I mean, people always have to poke fun at me. They poke fun at my videos. They poke fun at my opinions and my autism. I mean, making fun of my videos is one thing, but making fun of my autism is even worse! I mean, how come when it's someone else, oh, don't make fun of that person has autism. Whenever it's me, oh yeah, it's okay to make fun of him. It's just SammyClassicSonicFan. Who cares? And that is not freaking fair! That's not freaking fair that people support this! People freaking support making fun of my autism! It's not freaking fair! I freaking hate it! I mean, seriously, what the frick? We just have all these hateful, inappropriate videos, inappropriate images, inappropriate articles, inappropriate forums about me, and people support that. I mean, that is not fair. That is not funny. Freaking stupid. Freaking hate it. Freaking likes. Don't like it. What the frick? Why do people have to support my humiliation? Does this please you? Does it please you to see me this way? This makes me so freaking upset. And people even poke fun at my Sonic fan character. I mean, what the frick? I mean, there's nothing wrong with making a Sonic fan character. I mean, it's just a way for us Sonic fans to express our love for the franchise in a creative way. What's wrong with that? There's freaking nothing wrong with that. Freaking idiots. You people are such freaking hypocrites for hating every single little thing I do! I mean, if you've seen the Encyclopedia Dramatica article on me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm the one who gets bullied. I mean, people say I'm the freaking bad guy. How am I the bad guy if I'm the one getting bullied on the internet? I even get bullied in real life sometimes, and people support that just because I'm me? Just because I have the bravery to openly express myself on the internet? That makes me a bad person all of a sudden! I actually have feelings! I have a soul! I'm a Christian! I have feelings too. I'm not just some person who makes videos. Outside my videos, I actually have a life. I'm not just some chubby freak who sits on a couch or a chair all day, staring blankly at a computer or television screen, freaking hating on other people's opinions. I am not that kind of person! I mean, first of all, I'm freaking thin, and I mean, freaking people, you need to freaking realize that I have a life outside my videos. I freaking enjoy the outdoors, I explore the outdoors. No, that wasn't only in Sammy Classic Sonic Fan's adventure. I actually really like exploring the outdoors. I like to write, I like to draw. I have lots of friends that I see often. And I enjoy playing video games. If you don't like my videos, then don't watch them! It's that simple! You freaking idiots! Don't watch them if you don't like them. Stop visiting my videos, stop visiting my blogs if you hate me so much. Just leave me alone! I don't deserve all this! I have feelings! Stop criticizing me! And stop hating on me! Stop hating on anyone who is treated on the internet similar to how I am! And just leave me alone, you freaking idiots!
By the end of this desperate, angry, stressful, and never-ending plea of a rant, Sammy had, unfortunately in his anger, only gave people exactly what they wanted. A far larger reaction. A video that was easy to share around, laugh at, and mock. Sammy had just created a video that gave people like Encyclopedia Dramatica and various YouTube trolls and commentary channels, and the people just watching on in laughter, filled silence, all that they could ever have wanted and more. What makes this all the worse is that right after this, around December 9th or so, Sammy would then go on to make another video rant titled Stop Denying My Age, where he rants about everyone who says he's lying about being 15 years old. Which, to be fair, yes, he was actually 15 years old by this point, but many assumed he was younger, mainly because of his higher-pitched voice, shorter frame, and general mannerisms. Not to mock any of that, mind you can't exactly help how your voice is, nor your height, and as for the mannerisms, well, that stems primarily from the fact that Sammy has autism, and once again, can't really help that either. It was clearly something that got under his skin though, which yet again only led more people into calling him a kid, or saying that he's lying about his age even more, because they knew it hurt his feelings, and made him mad.
But that's not the case here. I'm 15 years old and you guys need to accept it. Except I'm 15 years old. You guys just need to stop denying it. And you know what? Stop denying my age. You frickin' freaks. You guys say, oh, but your voice is high. So what?
He also randomly goes into a rant about how he wishes things could be like the 50s or 80s or 90s or something, and goes on a rant that all I can really say about it is that it's very, I just heard my dad or granddad complain about this exact thing and decided to basically copy what he said because I look up to him, but I have no idea what the frick he actually meant by any of it, coded.
All you freaking haters and trolls, all you Microsoft, Sony, EA, freaking Activision fanboys, and how much society has gone downhill. I mean, why can't this era try to be more like the 50s? You know, with just good cartoons, good cars, good music, good fashion, good attitudes, and why can't this era try to be like the 80s? Why can't this era try to be like the 90s? I mean, America isn't even the same anymore. It's just gone down the frickin' hill.
Ultimately, all this was all rather fruitless though, and sadly, would eventually go from mean comments on the internet to Sammy and his family home being doxxed. In early December, someone used Sammy's email to dox him, and it wouldn't be long before his dox was spread onto Encyclopedia Dramatica, and being who they are, they of course used this opportunity to make phone calls and mess with Sammy and his family, which scared and upset Sammy's folks, who would then, in a pretty understandable move, decide to shut down all of Sammy's YouTube channels on December 20th of 2013, ending out the original SammyClassicSonicFan channel. However, this wouldn't be the end of Sammy's story. But before we go any further, I think it's time we take a step back and look at the other side of this tale that we've been neglecting. As in a bubble, it seems like Sammy was a kid who was getting haters and trolls to mess with him, which is true. But the true extent of this goes a bit deeper. So, truth be told, many videos regarding Sammy from back in the day have been lost to the seas of time, and I think that has a lot to do with people sort of softening their stance or feeling bad about making fun of kids on YouTube. I point this out because at one point in time, it was a pretty popular thing to do. Many are sure to remember the likes of Leafy is Here, which, while to be fair, he made commentary videos making fun of pretty much everyone, the videos where he made fun of kids being cringe on the internet were some of the most popular. Hell, even literally one of the biggest YouTubers of all time, Mr. Beast, first started out as someone who reviews people's intros, in particular, cringy kids' YouTube intros.
My new intro!
I feel so bad for that pillow, like it got raped and abused in the same clip.
Bearing this in mind, I suppose it's no surprise all these videos from Sammy became super popular, not only to comment on, but make fun of as well. Hell, his videos were so popular that the moment his original channel was taken down by his mom, re-upload channels started popping up nearly immediately. I also remember his videos always showing up in cringe compilation videos of the time, which in of themselves could get hundreds of thousands of views. And if there was ever a Sonic the Hedgehog cringe compilation, you can bet that Sammy was gonna be in it at some point. content creators like Chadtronic would do entire commentary series reacting to his videos. Though to be fair, they were very lighthearted and not really bullying him so much as reacting to his inherent explosive nature. With time, even PewDiePie would make a video on Sammy entitled The Frickening, which at the time of this writing sits at nearly 3 million views. Though again, that video was much more lighthearted and chill, something which was not the case with the various comments and the like that Sammy often received on his channel itself. While sadly those original posts are long overgone by now, so reading those original comment sections sadly cannot be done. But I need you to understand that Sammy was screaming about Sonic games, and taking literally one glance over at Zitter and simply searching up Sonic opinions or hot takes, and then looking at the sort of arguments that you'll see unfold, I think is enough evidence, in addition to Sammy always ranting and raving about it, for you to understand the sort of things that were unfolding and that Sammy was getting bombarded with on a daily basis. This factor is why I genuinely believe his mom getting him to close his YouTube account was the best thing to do, because despite what was common at the times, I think something that really became quite clear with time are the effects of online exposure to kids. And while Sammy might have been 15, it's clear that he wasn't ready for this level of scrutiny, mockery, and at times hatred that he was starting to get. Sammy comes off to me as someone who grew up watching the likes of Angry Video Game Nerd and other online figures, and wanted to do something similar, perhaps fueled by both his passion for Nintendo and Sonic stuff, but also through seeing opinions shared online that he didn't agree with. One major point of influence for Sammy that I pointed out in my dedicated video on the topic was that of YouTuber and internet troll mariotehplumber, who many believed at the time was a real person ranting, raving, and screaming about Sonic the Hedgehog and Rosalina and the like, but was actually just a troll. Nevertheless, his explosive style of commentary was something that Sammy clearly took inspiration from. He just replaced all the fucks and other colorful language with a non-stop volley of frickin' fricks, something which is revealed through a video Sammy would make later on when he would return under a new YouTube channel, where he would defend mariotehplumber from all the hate that he was always getting, no doubt feeling bad for the guy even though there were many opinions that the two don't share in, besides Classic Sonic being best Sonic, of course.
Alright guys, so lately people have been comparing one of my friends, mariotehplumber, to me. First of all, mariotehplumber has been on YouTube longer than I have. So can you please just stop it with the comparisons? If anything, compare me to him, because he's been on YouTube longer than I have. I'd say he's even inspired some of my videos. For example, my rant against the Sonic fan base. He inspired that. Watching his video, seeing how he stated his opinions on the Sonic fandom as it was today, and, you know, just standing up for his opinions, and, you know, defending the classic Sonic. I mean, you know, that really inspired me.
This major factor that Sammy, who was a legitimate kid who was now being mocked endlessly for his online behavior, being heavily inspired by someone who was just a troll, certainly had an effect on mariotehplumber, with him feeling very responsible and bad for this whole affair. But for more details on that, I suggest you just go watch my video on the topic. At any rate, bearing this in mind, Sammy sadly took inspiration from a guy whose main shtick was rage baiting people, meaning whatever real point he was trying to make in there was kind of lost in the sauce. But while mariotehplumber kind of stayed within a certain level of popularity, never really stepping outside his niche infamy, SammyClassicSonicFan, on the other hand, using a very similar tone to his videos, would end up getting far more popular, no doubt because he was a kid doing it rather than an adult. However, this is something that Sammy would try to amend when he did eventually come back to creating YouTube videos, after his first channel's deletion. By December 26, quite literally a week after his mom got him to delete his original channel, Sammy would create a new channel called Snoopy Flying Ace 64. This channel was kept completely private, with all the videos unlisted and shared only with people that Sammy trusted. Though it wouldn't be long before these videos too were leaked and eventually mirrored and reposted on YouTube. It seems that people just couldn't get enough of the kid, though interestingly enough, something did change in Sammy during this time frame. Watching any video from this era reveals a Sammy who is much calmer, less prone to yelling or fricking people off, perhaps through him chilling out more, deciding to take less inspiration from the likes of mariotehplumber, and also maybe getting some talking to from his parents. You can see a few examples of this here in the leaked videos from this time frame, such as these videos where he shows his Christmas gifts that year.
I received these presents on the 24th of December. I'm so excited to show you guys everything that I got this time. And all these gifts that I received, it's just fantastic. It's simply stupendous. Alright guys, so first of all, let's look at the biggest highlight of what I received this day. This is Super Mario 3D World for the Nintendo Wii U. This has to be the best Christmas present that I received all day. Look at this. It's up to 4 players, a 3D platforming Mario game that's up to 4 players. Isn't that amazing? And there are brand new power-ups like Cat Mario, Double Mario, and then there's the Cannon Box item, and then there are returning power-ups like the Fire Flower, as in, the Fire Flower that transforms Mario into Fire Mario, and then there's Tanuki Mario, and then I hear the helicopter box items returning, and this game, it's just simply amazing. It's just simply fantastic.
Ah, such innocent childlike wonder. He would also do a few rants during this time, again showcasing his much calmer demeanor, even when he's ranting, such as this one on EA.
Hello everyone, this is Sammy Paper Mario Fan, and me and my friend Pikachu here will be ranting on a company today called EA, which stands for Electronic Arts, which is ironic considering this organization dabbles in these arts quite poorly.
The other rant he made during this time was actually far more interesting though, as it wasn't about video game companies or whatever, but instead about Encyclopedia Dramatica, which remember were the ones that had his docs and where a lot of the dedicated trolling was coming from.
Thanks, Pikachu. Anyways, today I'm going to be doing a little mini rant on this site called Encyclopedia Dramatica. You know, I've actually wanted to make this video for quite a while, for a few reasons. For one, they pretty much have nothing positive to say. I mean, everything that they type on their pages is usually aimed towards a certain person or group, and it's almost never positive. They're always just posting rude information, some that isn't even plausible, and I mean, seriously, I mean, Encyclopedia Dramatica is just a bunch of jerks, And to be honest, they really have no lives. I mean, they're just sitting around typing about people, you know, just posting every single mistake they've made. And they say, oh, this person has no life, when they're the ones sitting there and writing an entire page about them instead of actually going out and living their lives. I mean, what the frick? And let's look at my Encyclopedia Dramatica page, for example. They pretty much just post everything that I've ever done on YouTube, which may not sound bad, but none of it's positive. I mean, what the frick? And they post images that weren't even made by me. I mean, if they're making an Encyclopedia Dramatica page about me, then why are they posting images that were made by trolls? They freaking compare me to this person called Christian Chandler. I mean, what the frick? I mean, seriously, how are we even alike? I mean, what the frick? I mean, I'm my own person. But anyways, and get this, they released an entire section about how to troll Sammy. So basically, they were stupid enough to hand out information on how to troll me, when really they were practically handing out information for me so that I can distinguish trolls from actual fans. Yeah, really smart, Encyclopedia Dramatica. Really. And the image took a photo of a comment that was posted just as the image was taken. A coincidence, you may be asking? I don't think so. I have a feeling that the person who posted that comment was the exact person who took that image. And why am I telling you this? Well, he was freaking praising himself in third person. So, in other words, he criticized my wiki for talking in third person, yet he talks about himself in third person. Wow. Just wow, Encyclopedia Dramatica. You're an embarrassment! Anyways.
I like that Sammy turned it around a little bit on them, with the acknowledgement that them listing ways to troll him allows him to more easily figure out who is just trolling him rather than someone giving him legitimate criticism or just being genuine. Also, the close-up with the dumb laugh he does, it was a choice. A very, very funny choice. Though I will say, as someone who's been to that site quite a few times in my life, I do feel quite bad Sammy ever went over there. Some pages on there are too much for the average adult, let alone a kid. Sammy also notes that at one point, he had a wiki that he had made. This is sadly lost to the sands of time as far as I was able to find, but I'm sure it no doubt had something to do with his many story ideas, some of which he would actually share in these once private videos as well, such as the Escape from the Killer Volcano story series, in which he made several videos where he reads all the chapters and the prologue of this tale. I won't go into those here, but clearly Sammy was a very creative person who had a lot of stories that he wanted to share, which I think is pretty endearing. It wasn't long after that Snoopy channel leaked that Sammy would end up making a fucking Daily Motion channel under the name of Sammy Paper Mario Fan. And it's here he would make his, frankly, legendary video in my eyes, reviewing golden Oreo cookies, where he also shares some pretty cool lore about himself and reviews these cookies without actually eating any of them because well, he already ate them all.
Hello everyone, this is Sammy Paper Mario Fan, and this is my first original video for this channel. And must I say, it's very exciting. For those of you who don't know who I am Sammy Paper Mario Fan. I was previously known as SammyClassicSonicFan, Sammy Tanuki Gamer, and my author name is Sammy Harbors. But anyways, I'm an author, and I have high functioning autism, and in an alternate reality, I'm a time-traveling super being who traveled to an alternate dimension and switched places from myself from that dimension to become mayor of Sammysburg, which is a fictional town that was started in 1952 by my grandfather, Sammy Harbors the First. But of course, there never really was a Sammy Harbors the First. If anything, I'm Sammy Harbors the First, but in that reality, I'm Sammy Harbors the Third. But anyways, enough explaining. Let's just get on with the video. So today I'm going to be reviewing Golden Oreos. So first things first, this is empty because these are a family favorite, but I'm still going to review it anyways. Golden Oreos. So the Oreo brand is apparently owned by Nabisco, which I can assume is a treat constructing company. So let me just say, this variation of Oreos is very, very delicious, I must say.
I love the term treat constructing company, and the lore about the alternate dimension stuff is pretty interesting. This channel wouldn't last long though before Sammy would then make yet another YouTube channel under the name of Sammy Space Times channel on February 7th of 2014.
Hello everyone, this is Sammy Harbors. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my brand new channel called Sammy Space Times channel. So, on this channel, I'm going to be talking about the video games that I love so much.
Freaking sick, dude! Here there will be several more interesting and iconic videos, including this long-awaited remake to his Stop Hating on Sonic video, which funnily enough, I don't see near as many people bring up. But yeah, he would end up making a video where he would, instead of ranting and raving about Sonic, he would much more calmly and eloquently discuss the topic of the blue spiked rat.
Alright, so before we get started on this video, I'd like to show you guys my new and improved sword. Alright, as you can see, not much has changed, except, what is this? I have added a Sammy Space Time symbol. So now I can fight in style. Although, I never really fight with it. I mainly just use it when using my imagination. Alright, so let's get on to the main topic of today. Stop hating on Sonic the Hedgehog. First of all, what the frick? I mean, it's really unfair. I mean, it's okay to opinions about a series. It's okay to dislike a series, but to spread such stereotypes, I mean, it's just unfair. I mean, the people of today still claim that the Sonic cycle is relevant. I mean, listen, I don't get why Sonic Lost World got such bad scores. I own it and I personally enjoy it. And if you don't own it yet, and you wonder why reviewers have been bashing it so much, well, let me tell you why. Before you just go look up the scores and assume that's bad. The reviewers hated on it because of bad controls, and the controls weren't even bad. They just said, oh, they're hard to adjust to. I mean, seriously. I mean, of course it's going to be hard to adjust to. It's a new gameplay engine. Sonic 06 ruined Sonic's reputation for a little while. And then, in 2010, Sega restored the Sonic series. Well, okay, not restored it, because, you know, the Sonic series isn't as good as it was in the early 90s. But, I mean, you people can't deny it. Sonic 4 and Sonic Colors weren't bad games, especially Sonic Colors. And the Sonic series especially has good character design. I mean the modern art style, I mean, it's pretty good, you see. I mean, that's not bad, right? But, I mean, look at the classic designs. I mean, just look how cartoony they look, how adorable they look. It's really good character design, especially for the classic design. This video may seem familiar to you. I mean, this video is actually a remake of a video that I made, back in July last year? And ever since then, people have been so mean to me. Seriously. And, I mean, people have even made fun of me, and, I mean, some people who barely even know what the Sonic series is. I mean, one time, when I was passing through school, someone shouted to me that the Sonic series, the Sonic series is horrible, and that person didn't even look like they knew a single thing about the Sonic series. I mean, it's really upsetting, and I hope you guys finally realize the points I've been trying to make. That the Sonic series is still good and you guys are missing out.
I really like that this video in particular comes from the angle that Sammy just loves the series so much, and he just doesn't want people to miss out on trying it. It's a simple difference, but it comes off as much more mature, chill, and once again endearing, as much as ranting about Sonic can be, I suppose. And he makes several more rant videos like this, like a one on Pac-Man The Ghostly Adventures, where his opinion had shifted to being tired of it, to a review of Flappy Bird, which seems like something that would be sure to get a rise out of him. The easy bait for him to start screaming and yelling and throwing fricks all over the place. But it also just ended up being a pretty simple review about the game, not being all that original or good. And I mean, yeah, that's fair. He also made a rant about the new Super Mario Bros. Series, which isn't really worth noting almost at all, besides the fact that he has his absolutely adorable beagle, Macy, near him the whole time. And honestly, she alone makes this one of the best videos Sammy has ever made, no contest. By March 31st of the same year, Sammy would end up making a quick video where he would announce that he was gonna be going by SammyClassicSonicFan yet again. It seems Sammy had a bit of a identity crisis, or perhaps less dramatically, a real difficulty choosing what username he wanted for himself. Nonetheless, it seems he decided at some point to just kind of give up, and just simply go by what everyone knows him by. After that, Sammy would then create what is often considered a fan favorite of his YouTube career, that being SammyClassicSonicFan's Adventure 2, Who's That Imposter? Of which starts with Sammy deciding to do some internet browsing, which he says while making what I can only describe as a Rankin Bass facial movement.
Alright, let's do some internet browsing.
He then decides to look himself up on Google and, well...
That's impossible! I mean, that's an imposter. That's not even my channel. And that's the top result? I swear, I'll track down that imposter and I'll bring him to justice. I swear.
This is interesting because while there is a whole plot point to this in the video, I wonder if Sammy also changed his channel back to its original name due to all the re-upload channels that were getting thousands of views. Either way, someone rings his doorbell and delivers him a letter.
I think that was the doorbell. A pink envelope. Must be a secret admirer.
Sammy's such a fucking cartoon character. The way he says secret admirer. So with that, Sammy dons some sick rollerblades and his all-powerful Fire Mario backpack and goes on an adventure to defeat his doppelganger while showing off some sick moves. Then Sammy has to get a Triforce to unlock a gate, or whatever, and before long he has all three and is ready to face off against the one who sent him this message.
What? You're really gonna slash at an unarmed man? That's more like it. Let's take this fight outside.
I love how the imposter Sammy has a dumb troll face look permanently painted across his mug. It really adds so very much. At any rate, imposter Sammy then tells him why he did all this, and Sammy responds by, annihilating him.
But it can't be. Why you? It's all really simple, really. It's because you haven't shown good. From my universe, you see I'm from an alternate universe, I decided to come here and ruin your reputation, because in my universe, I'm on the land. You need to have it bad too. I'm jealous. Alright, I've heard enough.
We, then see this epic end on a cliffhanger for now.
I did it! Been wondering for days. It's all because of my stupid doppelganger. I'll get revenge on you, Sammy ClassicSonicFan. I will! Good luck with that.
True cinema. But seriously, Sammy can be pretty funny, just being himself and messing around unironically. It was around this time, by the way, that Sammy would make a video on Mario the Plumber that we showed earlier, as well as some rants regarding Pac-Man again, as well as a video on emulators and why he enjoys them over Nintendo's Virtual Console now, which is, you know, pretty based. Besides these, Sammy would also open a Let's Play channel called Adventures in Retro Gaming, but he only ever ended up making like 6 videos on this channel, and they aren't really anything of note. He also randomly changed his username again, slightly this time, to Sammy the Classic Sonic Fan. He also tried making a blog called Sammy Tanuki Blogger, which again didn't really go anywhere. You might have noticed over the course of 2014 that Sammy has tried several creative projects and ideas, from books to blogs to new channels to gaming concepts, all of which were creative in their own ways. But Sammy never really tried to push them far beyond the first step. They all, in the end, coming across like Sammy was either not sure which direction to take the attention he was getting from the internet, or that he just had way too many ideas and had a hard time picking what he was going to do next. I can relate if it's the latter. He would also make a new Q&A during this time, which, while the questions aren't that important, is interesting to note that by this point, Sammy's voice has started to lose its, how do I put this, helium edge, and sort of chilled down into a much more relaxed, slightly deeper pitch. A fact I think he started to realize too, as a video made on September 11th of that year was basically a parody video he made of his old frickin' frick filled videos. This one being in defense of Sonic Unleashed, with a clearly far less serious tone.
Yo peeps, this is my new channel. Alright, because my old channel was deleted because of all you frickin' trolls. You're frickin' idiots. Frickin' hate you. Get the frick out of here. Anyways, yeah, so in this video, I'll basically be talking about how Sonic Unleashed is underrated, and all you frickin' fricks need to frickin' stop criticizing it, give it a frickin' chance, and get the frick over yourselves.
At this point though, Sammy would slowly start uploading less and less videos, eventually privatizing many of his videos as time went on, but also making new update videos, like the one he did on March 15th of 2015, where he notes that he's back to starting to make new videos and stuff again, before kinda not doing that at all. I mean, he did do these 3 videos where he quickly gave his thoughts on recent events during that time he missed out on, such as the death of Satoru Iwata of Nintendo, or his thoughts on Sonic Boom and other video game related news. These would be released sporadically from August to September of 2015, before again Sammy would sort of fade away from the internet for a time. That was until February 19th of 2016, when Sammy would upload a video simply titled "With That Exact Date," noting why he had not been uploading almost anything for some time. That being that since early 2015, he had been dealing with depression. He doesn't go into massive detail around it, but he does note that he's, as of late, lost the motivation to keep creating videos, or even play video games. You'll notice that his room, once full of color and various Mario and Sonic and gaming related stuff, is now much more bare and white. It seems in this time, Sammy was really dealing with stuff. Something I think was first reflected in his constant changing of his name and trying to restart. And while it's not exactly clear what was going through Sammy's mind at this particular point in time, I once again must reiterate, with all the attention, and in particular negative attention he was getting, it's any wonder why he was feeling the way he was. And genuinely very sad to see.
Hello everyone, this is Sammy, the Classic Sonic Fan. Honestly, I'm kind of nervous to be making this, but as some of you may know, in recent years, I've just been intermittently leaving and appearing back on YouTube, taking breaks for months at a time. And I think I've raised quite a few concerns. I mean, the truth is, and I guess I've been struggling with this illness for years, but it worsened early last year, and that is depression. And in this time, I've lost interest and motivation I've had in all sorts of activities, including gaming, and even making YouTube videos. So I guess it's just been kind of hard to encourage myself. And I mean, I'm glad I have such an understanding community. I don't deserve it because I've made the same mistake multiple times. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue the SammyClassicSonicFan brand. I mean, I'd love to continue it, guys. Like, you really have no idea. There are lots of things that I wish I could simply just do, but I have to consider my own limitations as well. You guys are my community, and almost like my friends. You guys care about me, so honestly, I still at least want to communicate with you guys on a frequent basis. Anyways, I think that's all. I don't want this to go on for too long. Thanks for listening, and I guess I just made this to let you know what's going on, why it's happening, and just letting you know I'm open to answer any inquiries you may have. Goodbye.
And by September of that same year, Sammy would end up deleting his YouTube channel, citing mental health reasons for its final deletion. And for some time, that was where the story of SammyClassicSonicFan ended. But the strange thing about Sammy is no matter how bleak everything seems, he always comes back. So, SammyClassicSonicFan died and rose again, only to once again fade away. Was it really any surprise that by 2018 he was gonna be back again? This time under the channel name The Imperishable Sammy Zenith. Sammy would end up making more videos, starting with this, entitled Sammy's Bizarre Party, where he acts like a cartoon character for about 8 minutes.
It's time to play the music, it's time to light the lights, it's time to meet Sammy at the Sammy show tonight. It's time to get our memes on, it's time to dress up right. It's time to raise the curtains on the Sammy show tonight. So now let's get started, but why don't we get started? It's time to get started on the most inspirational, sensational, celebrational, dangtational. It's time for the Sammy show.
He also made a video where he ranted about Team Sonic Racing while he walks outside.
This is the Imperishable Sammy Zenith, here to save a day once again. Alright, so today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on Sonic Team Racing. And by thoughts, I mean I'm going to be ranting on this game. So yeah, my primary reason against this game is that I hate Sonic. I don't like it anymore. Alright, it's stupid, it's dumb. The characters cringe-worthy. The fandom cringe-worthy. Just everything about it sucks. LOL, JK, just kidding. But, yes, I do have legitimate reasons for not entirely being interested in this game. I mean, I'm somewhat interested.
However, these alongside a few other videos were mostly just one-offs, with Sammy once again sort of disappearing for some time, though the channel itself stayed up at least. Then, by February of 2020, Sammy would post another new video titled Zenith Resurrects from the Dead 2020, Sonic movie vlog and review, where he would go on to review the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and note that he is once again gonna start making videos, again. For real this time. He would then, the very next day, make a video where he explains the lore behind why his channel is now called the Imperishable Zenith, while he walks around what looks to be a Walmart, with the main reason being that he always comes back even if he's gone for a while, that no matter what, he'll always come back. Beyond this, he would later make a video titled Sammy Zenith Looks Himself Up, reading through wiki pages, which is mostly interesting because it contains some info regarding lore surrounding his real name, and correcting some misunderstandings about him. One interesting bit of lore in this video is Sammy discussing the PewDiePie frickening video, which besides putting a spotlight on Sammy to a much larger audience than ever seen before, PewDiePie also offered to have Sammy host Meme Review, one of PewDiePie's most popular series of that point in time, something which was never followed up on sadly. Most thought this was because Sammy declined or simply never responded to PewDiePie, but he actually did, and sadly seems like he might have been ghosted by PewDiePie, or PewDiePie for one reason or another decided he didn't want to do that anymore.
On April 12, 2019, Felix, better known as PewDiePie, featured an entire video dedicated to Sammy called The Frickening. Yeah, there's this misunderstanding that I didn't reply to PewDiePie's, public announcement that he wants to do a meme review with me. I did respond to him. I DM'd him on Instagram, and I also commented on his video, but there's a bit of difficulty actually reaching out to him just because of the waves of messages that he receives. So I did respond to him. I've put the message out there. I am interested in doing that. So I've pretty much done my part, yet people still think like, oh, he hasn't responded to PewDiePie. Yes, I have. Fools.
Which is really sad, because that no doubt would have been one of the best episodes for sure. He also mentions Chadtronic, which I noted before made a whole video series reacting to Sammy's videos. And interestingly enough, in May of 2021, Chadtronic would actually do a collab with Sammy in an interview where he asked him several questions, with a particular highlight question being what Sammy's reaction to going viral was and currently still is.
When you were much younger and some of your initial videos went viral, what was that like for you, and what is it like for you now?
I wasn't sure how to feel about it at first. I felt like I couldn't really comprehend anything that was happening, because in a way I like wanted that to happen. That's why I made the videos the way I did. I wanted people to like lots of people to see them. But I didn't think it would actually work. It was an accident.
I mean, who could ignore that performance you gave? I mean, this like Oscar-winning Sonic opinion video. Like, who could ignore that? Like,
yeah, and I saw it was like getting traction on 4chan, which I didn't even know what that was at the time. Yeah, at first, like, I was definitely conflicted about because, like, you know, clearly people were like laughing at me, you know, so I thought like, oh, I mean, now that I'm getting all this negative attention, it's like, is this I'm not sure if I like this, but and I kind of tried to keep it hidden from like my parents too, because you know, when they found out about that, they obviously did not like how you know, they didn't like some of the comments I was getting, of course, but you know, their 14-year-old son. But
that was another question I had was you yelled a lot in your older videos. Did you record those videos when you were just had like these short moments when you were at home alone? Like, were your parents around? Did they ever hear you making those videos or?
Sorry. They weren't. Yeah, I drank soda before this. It wasn't necessarily like short time bursts alone. Like my mom would work from home sometimes, but you know, for like the morning times through like the early afternoons and stuff like that, I would have the house to myself because I was online schooled.
So that your parents didn't know about it for like quite a while.
Yeah, no, they didn't know that's what I was up to while they were you know, away from at work, and YouTube was a good way for me to like channel my energy, you know what I mean?
That's one way of politely putting it, yeah.
I find this interesting, as his comment about how he tried to keep all his internet fame or attention hidden from his parents is notable. In the same interview, Sammy also notes how he was actually attending online school at the time, which explains how he was able to make these videos where he rants and screams and raves because he would be doing it, and in the time he was supposed to be doing his school, he was making these YouTube videos while both his parents were away at their jobs. It's clear all the attention did end up having a bit of a negative impact on Sammy, and even if later he was able to embrace the meme of sorts and move forward with his life, it's easy to understand how so much negative attention can lead to a lot of self-doubt and spiral into other mental health issues. Again, something I think was evidenced from him constantly changing his name. Not to psychoanalyze his actions, but I can't help but feel it was an action done so often to try and get a sense of control over the situation and his identity online again. Since Sammy was facing the full force of the Leviathan, so to speak. Voices, comments, videos, his image and persona was being shared everywhere and shaping the way people view him and perhaps eventually how he views himself. Him changing his name so many times may also have worked twofold as a means of trying to clean the soot, so to speak, off of the reputation that he had, but he must have realized at some point that no matter how many times he changed his name, no matter how many times he tried to reinvent himself, there was no way he could ever get ahead or change what had now become immortalized on the internet. Another question Chadtronic asked was why Sammy chose to eventually embrace the meme, because by this point in time in this video, when it came out in May of 2021, Sammy had sort of done away with the whole Sammy Zenith stuff and just decided to call himself SammyClassicSonicFan again, finally settling with it, and Sammy explains why he came to this decision.
Well, it became the Imperishable Sammy Zenith, just because, like, you know, I wanted to set myself apart from, like, you know, classic Sammy or whatever, but, you know, like you said, over time, I just kind of, like, learned to, you know, sort of embrace it a bit more, just because, like, I don't know, that SammyClassicSonicFan is just what most people know me as, and how people got introduced to me, and, you know, that's like, you know, that's like the identity that I had when I made all those videos that people love. So it's like, you know, why not, you know, why not like sort of go back to that as a way of like going back to my roots? Because like, you know, I want to get back to, you know, creating content that people love. And, you know, I have gotten back into that, but, you know, it's still like a process. I'm still working on it. I'm still working on, like, you know, getting my footing.
In this time, after this video, Sammy would end up making several more himself, including ones where he would react to his older videos, his takes on the new Sonic-related games and movies as they came out, and eventually he would even follow up the fan-favorite video series of SammyClassicSonicFan's Adventure with SammyClassicSonicFan Adventure 3 Imperishable, which is a full hour-long production. Now, I won't be breaking this down or anything, because frankly, if you're interested, I think you should just go watch it yourself on his channel right now. I do genuinely recommend it, and I guess to give you an idea, here's a few select clips for a taste.
Well, fellow adventurers, looks like I have a new quest now. And that's to make it come back to none other than YouTube as the imperishable Sammy Zenith.
We did, materializing a quantum phenomenon of Schrodinger's cat where a being can be both alive and dead at the same time via both realities being linked to some event. You can patch the rift in the dimensional fabric by finding a way to end your curse. But if you don't do so before the clock hits midnight on March 31st, 2021, then your soul will be separated from your body and sent hurtling towards infinity in the astral world for eternity.
Wait a minute, what the frick?
It's a very fun, low-budget showcase of Sammy's creativity and sense of humor. And if you're into that type of stuff as much as I am, I guess that being YouTuber movies, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. That being said, by June 23rd of 2023, YouTuber Kusari would end up making a video documentary on SammyClassicSonicFan, and was a friend of Sammy it seems as well, even making the channel banner that he still currently uses to this day. And in said video, he would also feature an interview with Sammy. I'll leave that video again as something you can go watch yourself, if you like, at least to see the interview section if nothing else. But what is quite notable is that within just a couple weeks after this video's upload, on August 21st of 2023, Sammy would end up making a post via his Instagram that you sadly cannot see anymore, but that was thankfully documented by Kusari in the pinned comment of that video, that reads as follows. Quote, "Hey everyone, I was told not to announce anything, but I'm doing this for closure. I'm going to be retiring not just my Instagram, but everything else I do, including YouTube. I need to get out of the public eye, not just for my welfare, but for the safety of my loved ones too. I thought I escaped the dangers that come with social media, but I couldn't have been more wrong. But it's still been a fun 10-year ride, and thanks to all my supporters. I'm going to enjoy a more private life, as I should have committed to a long time ago. I still aspire to do great things in the world too, but in order to do so, I must let go of the past. Don't worry, I'll be okay, and so will you," unquote. Now, Sammy is rather vague here as to what he's referring to as far as danger and what have you, but that was probably a smart choice as to not give more attention to what it was or to further endanger those he cared about. And for a while, that was, yet again, where this story ended, and where I would believe most people would believe it ended in general. However, this isn't the case, as on June 9th, 2025, Sammy would upload a new video to his channel after almost 2 years having been gone, entitled SammyClassicSonicFan's Adventures Episode 1 City Escape.
Hello adventurers, this is SammyClassicSonicFan, and in this video, we'll be going on a trip to Chicago. Oh, and just to let you know, I have 2 travel buddies that'll be accompanying me. So, say hello.
I'm Pikachu!
And I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm wearing this cap in memoriam of the extra rare
limited edition, Fire Mario backpack. May he rest in peace in my soul. We will be stopping by the Indiana Dunes first, so pack your swimsuits, and without further ado, let's hit the road, baby.
This video is actually rather clever in that it's a travel vlog, under the guise of it being an adventure in his ongoing series, since it quite literally is Sammy going on an adventure alongside his two buddies Pikachu and Sonic. It's pretty bizarre seeing Sammy here like this, as we are now looking at Sammy 12 years later, from the first time he showed his face here on the web. And it's a fun little light-hearted video that I recommend checking out as he walks through the streets of Chicago and sees many of these sights and various attractions. As far as I could tell, Sammy sort of just reappeared and started making videos and posts onto his Instagram again, without any warning or grand reintroduction, which honestly I think was the right call. Just kinda dropping new stuff and hopefully not stressing out about it all so very much. SammyClassicSonicFan is one of those people who I've sort of watched for a long time, on and off over the years. At first to see his over-the-top reactions and frankly cringy content, because as I've said before, there is something about this sort of video, this sort of content, that I just can't get enough of. Not out of mockery or malice, mind you, but because there is something so interesting about seeing someone's raw, unfiltered opinions and self. There's something so endearing and at times even refreshing about someone just being themselves. Weird, silly, cringy or not. Later in life, I noticed how Sammy matured and tried his best to escape the bubble that was his old persona. But such is the curse of the internet. Once you're here, you never truly leave. You can always turn off the computer and step away, of course. But those marks you made, if deep enough, will always be remembered, like an echo in an infinite hallway, or scars left from searing hot stone. I genuinely remember being happy for Sammy when he came back and eventually embraced his past, no longer haunted, but instead empowered by it. With time, more and more people it seemed grew to truly admire Sammy, seeing him as a kid who was just trying his best to express himself creatively. And hey, he certainly did. How many kids do you know managed to capture the attention of such a large pool of people via YouTube videos alone, and not only managed to capture it, but to keep it throughout the years? I suppose that's a blessing and a curse though, as Sammy sadly gained his spotlight that so many crave and hunger for, in a time in his life when he was far too young to handle any of it. Though, truth be told, as time goes on, I tend to wonder who exactly ever is truly ready for that. The attention of the vast web, to have so many eyes set upon you, let alone negative attention, with the words of so many stabbing into you virtually every single day. Like it or not, it's sure to leave at least some sort of impact on you, even more so if it happens when you're so very young. It's why often when looking at the tale of Sammy, I can't help but feel like there is a tragic element to all of it. That being a kid who just wanted to express himself, and in turn was mocked for it, getting the full brunt of the cruelty of the world without any warning. And while Sammy luckily had parents that were there and cared for him, and managed to pull him away before he perhaps fell too deeply into the pit that is the internet's pure cruelty at times, it does make me wonder how many others never get to have that chance of pulling away, or parents that care enough to lend a helping hand. But on the other hand, there is another side to this story, and perhaps a lesson therein, because through it all, the likes of 4chan and Encyclopedia Dramatica attacking him and his family, the type of shit that would bring many to fear ever showing their face again, through countless hours of bullying, relentless mockery, and ceaseless trolling, through the darkness of his own mind, self-doubt, depression. Through it all, Sammy stands as someone who managed to make it out the other side, once mocked and now a beloved figure and symbol of that time of the internet, seen as a creative and someone who never deserved all the mockery and hatred that he sadly received. And now, I believe, seen as someone who always comes back. Because more than anything, past it all, where others trembled and fell, Sammy found the strength to get back up, recollect his rings, and keep moving forward. And that is because SammyClassicSonicFan is the one true king of Sonic fans, the embodiment of the blue blur himself. Though he may be mocked by others, be seen as a joke. Give it a few years, and there'll be a new game, or video, to show the whole world that he is truly imperishable. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for watching through the whole video. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. The next Internet Fables is gonna be the one that has been promised for a while, and I know a lot of you are looking forward to. Finally, we will be covering Smmy. But with all that said, if you want to see that video early, and support the channel and everything else that I do, then be sure to consider becoming either a channel member or becoming a patron. I appreciate every single one of you, from my night eggs and night owlets to my very special great night owls, such as Rugerhaver, Anon, Bandan, Thumber Devonte 06, and Hexmaniac Hannah, as well as a super duper special thank you to all of my arch owls, including the jolly Jeffrey Robery, the wise Nicodemus, the lovely Leanne Loves Christ, the radical Ray Kit Kat, the Super Saiyan Star Punch Gaming, the Fearless Forgotten Ace, and the Supersonic Sword. But with all that said, until next time, this has been Dylan the Night Owl, flying off